Hi everyone, Arlene here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner and to episode number 2 in my Christmas Switch Out series. Before I begin, let me take a moment to wish everyone a very happy new year. Let us hope and pray that we all have a very happy and healthy 2017. I have now completed the family room, which includes the hearth, that huge wreath hanging on the mirror over the fireplace, the top of the TV credenza, the cozy corner to the right of the credenza, and the banister decor. Since y'all saw how I packed everything away in episode 1, in this video I will only be concentrating on how I redecorated. So let's get started. First, I started working on the hearth. Alrighty, well, I'm continuing on here, and there's a little lantern centerpiece that I just created right here. And as I've explained before, when I do my cozy corners, I work from the left to the right and from the back to the front and to the center, if that makes sense. And Stacy, look at this sweet little tree, little pipberry tree, got me this right before Christmas. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I can't wait for her to see where I've put it. So I started with that, and I put that in the corner, and then I put this sweet little candle holder kind of right in the middle. Hang on, I got a dog wanting in. In there, and then I have this little, one of my very favorite prayers. Hang on, these are called nesting boxes, aren't they? It says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. My mantra. So they go right here, as you can see, a little taller on the left. Have a little longer basket sitting behind the lantern. And then I just put a little teddy bear up on top of that. And actually, to tell you the truth, I think I want to lift that basket up a little more. Let me see what I can find to lift that basket up a little more. I'd like her to sit up a little higher, a little bit lower than the boxes, but yet just a little bit higher than the lantern. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I found some little wood blocks. This is some kind of decorating secret here. I'm just going to set them down. Nobody will ever see them. I'm going to set this basket up. On top of it, if I can get it there. There we go. And actually, you know what? I don't want to use her. I have another one here. Kind of like her colors better. I like her cream color better to peek out with the cream flowers. No, I'm not anal at all, am I? All right, so that about does it for that side of the hearth. I'll move over to this other side here in just a second. Here is a look at that finished cozy corner. To complete the look, I hung that large wooden star on the ladder. I sat some cream stars in and around the lantern centerpiece. Also, I added a couple of gold-colored fleur-de-lis to the centerpiece. All right, I'm going to finish up my video for this day. I am pooped, but I did want to show you what I did really quickly on this side of the hearth. I just finished this side and showed that to you. And then all I did over here, by the way, I had that ladder as one of my staple pieces, and it stays put all through the year, along with the pipberry garland and the white lights wrapped around it. Same for this crock decor. I keep the ladder, pipberries, and white lights wrapped around it, all in there and up on this hearth all year round. And all I did, again, trying to keep it a little bit more simple so that I can add to it, is I just added the Faith Family Friends plate, burgundy candlestick and candle behind it. Tall, that's wooden, that's not sitting on anything, that's just a tall candlestick. Got a little bear sitting right there in front, and the other cream star that I didn't use over there. Then I moved on over. Happiness is homemade. And I
didn't really do anything to this yet. I'm not sure if I will do much more. The lights stay in there all year round. It's just on a Longaberger basket. I think I do have a towel. Yeah, here we go. I have a towel here, and I'll tie that probably right here on that handle and let it hang down out of there. And then I have a couple more stars. I think I did see those too, to go with the star on the towel. So that's it. And all I need to do is have Chris get me the wreath that goes up there. That's still the Christmas wreath. He has to get in a really tall ladder. And it matches everything that you see. And I'll tell you all about that.
Chris hung my big wreath up the next morning. So let's take a look up, way up to that wreath that is hanging on the mirror. I made that wreath before I started my YouTube channel, and I do plan to do a voiceover video explaining how I created it. But as you can see, this wreath is very large, more than 30 inches across, in fact. And it is quite heavy because it has a wrought iron scrolly piece in the center. I really enjoyed making this wreath, and I will definitely get to that voiceover video after I'm finished with this series. The fireplace was completely finished. Next, I moved over to the credenza and the cozy corner that sits to its right. I made up a quick centerpiece for the credenza and placed just a few country accents here and there that go nicely with our family pictures. Now, here is how I put that cozy corner together. I started by wrapping a lit pipberry garland around the ladder. Then I folded a country quilt and placed it on top of the basket. Next, I attached the two plaques at angles onto the ladder. As you can see, I had glued pipe cleaners onto the back of each plaque to make the task of attaching them easier. After that, I placed a few country pillows, 2 on top of the big basket and 1 on top of my grandmother's sewing basket. After sitting a bear here and there and adding a family sign in front of a pillow, I called it done. This corner evokes coziness. This is without a doubt one of my favorite places to decorate. It was time to do the one thing that I feel pulls this entire section of the house together. It was time to put up the banister garland. I had originally created this design last year, so this year we knew what we were doing and we had everything well organized and ready to go. I do not remember how many pipberry garlands we used to create this decor though, and for that I humbly apologize. I do know that we used 3 100-count strands of brown corded white lights on them though. Also, I had made bows to match the other bows in the rooms, and I placed them at each swag point. Chris used tie wraps to attach the garland at the swag points. Those swag points were chosen because that is what looked the best to our eyes. When he took the garland down before Christmas, he was smart and tied a bit of string to the garland so that he'd know exactly where to attach it onto the banister. So he laid the entire length of garland out and up the steps and attached it from the top to the bottom. I fluffed out and tied all of the bows on at the swag points and then added a spray that I had put together at the bullnose. I added a bow to the front of the spray and we were finished. By the way, Chris has the lights attached to a remote and I turn them on along with all other mini lights each evening. I will put a link in the description to a product that we use that provides us the ability to attach as many outlet points as we desire and turn them all on with one remote. Pretty spiffy little item. I put the finishing touches on the room by changing out the table doilies, which are really country placemats, and I hung up a wreath on the door that leads to our back patio. I made this one shortly after moving into this house. I am very pleased with how the family room turned out. Warm and cozy is how I feel when I see it each day. I especially love it in the evenings when all of the white lights are twinkling away. All right, that does it for episode 2. Next, I'll be moving into the kitchen eating area, and powder room for episode 3. I will include a few centerpiece, wreath, and cozy corner tutorials. Until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.